Buying a new car is one of the sweetest experiences in life, and I want you to experience it without the regret that most people have when the novelty wears off. 4 steps to buying your new car, up next. Hey guys, welcome back to Money Talks with me, Nabeel Khan, where we start a real conversation about money for you to build the right mindsets, habits, and education in your journey to financial freedom. So we live in a world where things to buy are literally shown to us in the palm of our hands, and that includes the bigger purchases in our life like cars. And it's just getting easier to buy stuff on this thing. It's actually quite scary, and if we don't know how to think or what to do, welcome to a world of debt, and cheers to financial freedom. And on that note, here are 4 steps to buying your new car. Number 1, review your finances. Can you afford it? I've said it many times, guys, and I last said it in my video on 5 steps to buying your first home, and I'll say it again. Do not overextend yourself when buying any major purchase, especially if you're not buying the car cash, because that means you're taking on a debt and have a repayment per month. When buying a car, consider that you have to budget not only for the monthly repayment, but for petrol, maintenance, and insurance. A rule of thumb to work out the monthly repayment that you are going to pay is 2,200 Rand a month for every 100,000 Rand in finance of the price of the new vehicle. So let's say you wanted to spend 5,000 Rand a month on a car. The rule of thumb says that you can afford to buy a car worth 230,000 Rand. But we just said consider petrol, maintenance, and insurance. If you're already feeling concerned at this point in the video, guys, you have 2 options. Lower the price of the vehicle that you want to buy, or delay your purchase until you can afford it. And don't be that guy that buys a car and stops their savings just to show it to everyone and tells people that you got a great deal, because no, you never got a great deal. No deal was great enough for you to sacrifice your financial freedom just because you spent more than you can afford. Every decision that you make about spending money somewhere that is not going to make you more money is a trade-off in time to reaching your financial freedom that you are giving away. Consider used or demo vehicles that actually are cheaper and come with a handful of extras. And always understand that cars depreciate the minute you buy them and drive them off the floor. Or here's one for you. You could spend a lot less than 8,000 Rand a month on those apps that allow you to call cabs while you are building up a bigger deposit for your new car. So now that you know how much you can afford, that's your number. Make it an emotion. Now let's go look for your car. Number 2, research and choosing a car. So before you go straight into the brand that you want, you first have to understand what makes up the total price of a car that you want to buy based on what you want out of the car. So make a checklist of the things that you want out of a car before you go shopping, because it's pointless to buy a 2-door car when you need to transport a family. Or if you need a sunroof, a tow bar, and safety features, do you know how much more the brand that you want will charge you for those extras in comparison to another brand? I doubt it. Don't just wing it. Make a checklist of what you want from the car and then work backwards to what car suits your checklist and your budget. On to number 3. Have a plan. This is a ton of money that you are parting with, so don't be careless just because it's exciting. There are smart things that you can do when buying your car that can save you a lot of money. For example, buying a car at the end of the year is a time when dealerships are clearing stock of last year's models and salespeople are trying to close their year strong. If you feel that a salesman is not giving you enough attention, don't feel shy, walk away. Always be willing to walk away, because you know your budget, and each Rand that you spend over your budget is getting you into debt over time and is going to kill your financial freedom. Make sure you know what interest rate your bank will give you for the finance before you're caught with your pants down by the wonderful in-house finance that the dealership will offer you at the last minute. Always know what you can afford. Always test drive. Always ask above and beyond your test drive if you can take the car for a day or 2 so that you can feel if it's right for you. There are many cars that are amazing, but you'll never know if you don't test drive further than just around the block. You know, actually, I bought my car, which was the competitor to the car that I wanted to buy, simply because they offered me to take it home for a few days. And in that time, I actually realized that it was a way better drive than the car that I wanted to buy. And that dealership, the brand that I wanted to buy, refused to let me take the car for more than around the block. And so guess what? They lost it, and I actually realized that another brand was way better to drive than the one that I thought I really wanted. So on to point number 4. Understand the debt you are taking on. If you are not buying cash, then there are 2 options for you to take on the debt: financing and leasing. Financing a vehicle involves paying the cost of the vehicle with interest over a set period of time, such as 60 months or 72 months or whatever time frame you choose. The time frame definitely affects the repayment amount per month. So if you don't understand how debt works, go check out my video on how to pay your debts off fast and learn how interest rate and time affects the amount of money you owe. Once the term is over, you now own the car. Leasing a vehicle is like renting a vehicle for a set period of time, example 3 or 4 years. Common lease agreements are the guaranteed buyback options you see today, where you pay a lower amount per month for the vehicle and have a limit to the amount of mileage you can do a year. And if you stick to all the terms and conditions of the lease, you can return the car after the time frame, and you don't own any car and just lease another one, probably a newer model. By doing this, you'll probably pay for a car forever. Leases do come with terms, and if you don't stick to them, you will pay more. Above and beyond those, there are options offered for you to lower your monthly repayment called balloon payments and residual values. Now, if you don't understand these, you are going to waste money and be in debt for very long. Basically, how they work is, if you can't afford to buy a 500,000 Rand car, the rule of thumb, that's about 11K per month over 5 years, after which you own the car. And you take a balloon payment of 30%, that's 150,000 Rand. You will pay a lower repayment of about 9,000 Rand a month for the first 5 years, after which you still owe the 150,000 Rand, or you have to refinance another 3,500 Rand a month for the next 5 years and end up paying over 900,000 Rand over the time. Now, I have a bone to pick while I was doing research with a company that actually says that they are pros to a balloon payment. Listen to this cuck. A down payment is usually not required. That's a pro of a balloon payment. A balloon payment can help with your cash flow management. You will be charged a lower monthly repayment fee during the first few years. An increased loan size means that you will be able to afford a new or more expensive car. What absolute shit. I do not believe that you should ever put yourself in the worse off position of paying so much more money just for something that depreciates over time, like a car. It's just so hectic that things out there today will force you to spend money on things that you can't afford. And if you don't have your habits, mindsets, and education right, you are just going to be in the tons of people that are I just want what is best for you, and I really wish that you guys actually do get a new car and experience it. And I hope you enjoyed this video and see the point of understanding and knowing before you take action. And on that note, thank you for watching, guys. I'm sorry I had to go on a rant. If you found this video helpful, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and share this video. Click on the bell notification so you never miss a video, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.